now what are the options? What we have? Okay. What are the how we can select the and we have another application.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Is it much better?
No, sir.
Is it for everyone the same or only for?
Yes, same, bro.
Yes, sir.
Guys, is it much better now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So till now we have seen what are the fields we have selected. Now how the output files will come. Now what are the launch parameters we have. Okay. So we have seen the how many output types we have. What is the main one? How we can check the and download see the how the data is coming. So and we have seen the data change audit file. Okay. So the remaining options as well. So if we can observe, this is the output file. So did you observe any changes for this using this file, guys? No, right? So let's see how we can know using the file itself without checking the data change audit file. Okay, let's go to the integration system. Under integration system, we have a configure integration attributes. In the attribute section, we have selected previously as a version, right? Same as we have a one more options. And address type, we are expecting as a work. By default, it's coming as a work as. Yes or no? Okay. And email also by default is coming as a work. So why? Because in the attribute section, address section, by default they select as a work as. Okay. If we want the business required, we don't want to send a work address. We want to send a home address. Okay. We can check. We can enable the checkbox and select the what are the options we need. We can select guys home, and if you want both work and home, select the work and home guys. Same as we have a include private address, phone number format, which is a email, right? Email type by default is selecting as a work. If you want to include home, we can include guys. If you want to include both, we can select both guys. Okay. So there is a one more option. Include prior values guys. Include prior values. Using this option, if we enable this option, what will happen? We just click plus button. So there is no checkbox for this option, guys. The option is you just click plus button. Here you will get a checkbox, guys. Just enable the checkbox. What will happen? It will include the prior values as well. Include a prior value attribute containing the previous value of the field, guys. Prior value means, guys, yeah, we have a prior value, right? Same. What is the old value? What is the new value? We can define, right? So this option include prior value option will include the previous values in the output file, guys. I'm enabling this option also. Let's click OK and run the integration, guys. I'm rerun the this integration event, relaunch. We will wait, guys. Now we got the output files, guys. Let's download this output file and see the first employee. If you check this business title, which is containing the prior value is a director payroll operation and the current value is this guys. Is the prior value included as a attributes guys. Prior values as a attributes. Okay, and this is the current value guys. If we can observe the previous one, position title, right? It's containing only the current value guys. There is no prior value. Once you enable as a include prior value option in the field attribute section, sorry, attribute section guys. Okay, so those prior values also it's got included guys. We can easily identify what are the changes we have. Okay, so otherwise we have to check in the data change audit file. If we can observe the other employees, this is the compensation change. So for example, for this employee, this is the gender got changed, right? Previously it is empty. He declared to he added a not declared. Okay. This way we can easily identify the what are the changes, what is the prior value, what is the current value. We can easily identify what are the changes for the employees guys. Okay. If no changes, that employee will be not included the part of the output file guys. Let's see address section. In address section we have enabled as a work and home, right? For this employee we are extracting originally work. Email also. Let's see. None of the employees doesn't have the work email. Let's see work home email. Let's download with the different options, guys. Now I'm going to run this integration manually. Okay, without relaunch the integration. What will happen? Let's see. If we can observe, this is the current time, guys. Okay, 8:51 p.m. and this is the previous one, guys. What are the previous run, right? This is the previous one, and this is the previous effective date which is successfully completed. This is the current effective date, guys. Okay, so it will not match the dates, guys. Okay, last successful run date should be less than this one. Last successful run date also less than this one, guys. Okay, so if we click OK without changing, let's see what will happen. As of entry date is a 21, guys. Last successful effective date is a 22, which means enter date is the last successful run date is a tomorrow, guys. It should be less than or equal to this date, guys. Okay, so let's see how data will be capturing. We have a output first, guys. Usually it should throw error, guys. Why it's not throw error? Let's see. Still we have a one worker which is a 21008. The same business title got changed, guys. Okay, so it means actually it should throw error, guys, because of in real time. I don't know the tenant is how it's working in real time, which will be throw an error, guys. Okay, so let's run with the different launch parameters. Now see, again it's got normal mode, guys. 21st, now 54 8:54 p.m., guys. Previously we ran the 8:51 p.m. Okay, which is the last successful run date. This is the last successful effective date. This is also current effective date. So last successful run date we can change it to October 1st or Sep 1st. Effective date also I'm taking a Sep 1st. Okay, so now what will happen? Any changes happening between the as of entry date and last successful effective date entry date. Between this date changes, any changes happening for the any employees, those employees will be extracted, guys. Less than or equal to this effective date, guys. Okay, so let's see. I'm running the integration. Let's download the output file, guys. Let's see. So 21002 got changes. What these changes? We can observe total 14 employees got extracted, guys. Okay. What's the change, guys? Same business title got changed. Position title got changed, guys. On this 21008 we have seen 21141, guys. For this employee, what's the change? This is the high date correction, guys. Okay. And which is a manager got removed, guys. Remove. Operation is remove. And this is the prior value. Current value is nil, guys. Nil equal to true. There is no current manager assigned. But address is not coming as a home as well. Let's see how this is coming. Okay. Total. So let's see. The main topic is between these dates, guys. This date. Okay. Total 14 employees got extracted, guys. Previously, we have seen the very last date range. That is the reason 4 employees. Now we have seen the long date range. Okay, that is the reason we have extracted a 14 employees between these date changes. Okay, let's see now. Let's see the how the attribute section is not working as a proper. Let's open 21002, right? Is this employee have the work address, home address or not? Let's see. Home contact information. Yes, we have home primary, right? Let's check this attribute section. Configure integration field attributes. Address type, we should include a work and home. Address usage, other home, other work. Let's select these two options. Include private addresses. Include non-primary email addresses. So I have included. Maybe due to these options, those data will be not extracted. So that is the reason I have selected include private address, include non-primary addresses as well. Okay, I'm just enabling these options. Let's see. Click OK and rerun this integration. Integration event. Relaunch the integration event. We will have a refresh option. Click the refresh button. So it will run back. Okay. Let's download the output file, guys. Open. Now it's got a like, including the home address, guys. Because of it's not a public, guys. That is the reason it's not included in the output file. So we have selected as a public, non-public, and non-primary integration as well. So that is the reason address data extracted as a home and work, guys. We have a two address data section. One is here, and for this one closing tag here, guys. One more address data is open here and closing here. This is for address type is a one, address type is a home, guys. Okay, we can use a differentiation between these two, guys. Same as email, for this employee only email only work, guys. There is no personal email. Let's see for the other employees. Second employees for home and work, guys. Okay, so this way we can include home and work addresses or email or phone number, anything else. Okay, guys, where we can define, guys, under attribute section, guys. Okay, under integration system attribute section. Now I want to generate a sequence generator file name as a different file format, guys, with the timestamp. How we can generate, guys? In EIB, how we generate a sequence generator, guys? In EIB, how we configure the sequence generator file name as a timestamp. If we can observe, always the file name coming as a output.xml. Okay, so I want to generate as a file name with the timestamp, guys. How we can generate it? In EIB, how we did, guys? Using the task create ID sequence generator, right? So we have configured that ID, and then we can call that ID in the outside. We can copy and paste it in the delivery section as a under field sequence generator level, file name sequence generator level, right? Here we don't need to perform a task, guys. We have directly, if we go to the integration system, it will display here, guys. If it's not display here, we should go to the integration services. If we want to include the other section as well, not only what other sections we have selected, we want to select the other sections. Configure integration services level, file name sequence generator. We need to enable this checkbox, and if we want to include the identification data section, we can include, guys. We have include one more section and for the file sequence generator as well. Okay, let's click. If we can observe, do you have any file sequence generator option here, guys? No, right? I'm just enabling the file sequence generator under integration services. Click OK. Now we will have a configure integration sequence generator, guys. And we have included one more section where we can configure, guys, the
Figure
field attributes.
integration, sir.
Field attributes. We have enabled the integration service as a one more section as the identification data section. Those sections we can include in the field attribute section. And we have an extra section, identification section. Under this, we have to include the fields ID, ID type, issue date, expire date, verification date, country, Okay, everything. Click OK, guys. Then we have to configure the sequence generator, right? If we go to the integration system, now we can able to see the configure integration sequence generator. If we scroll down directly, we will have here these options, guys. As you know, if you scroll to this format, it will go to the INT 128 CCW. If you want to print a timestamp, guys, how we can tell me date, month, year, square bracket, small d, slash 2 m's or 3 m's. 2 m's. 3 m's means
2
it will print as a TEC slash
Y 4
4
Y.
miles dot XML file. Okay. So if you want to increment it by 1, 2 like that, we can use a one more option here. Inside square bracket,
Sequence.
SEQ.
Sequence.
Yes.
SEQ.
So as of now, we don't need this one. We can keep if you want. Okay. So let's click OK and run the integration. I'm just running this integration. I'm selecting as a dates with the different month dates. Click OK and wait, guys. Let's see, guys. The file name is int128 underscore ccw. Date, month, year, and 2024 later sequence 1. if we want to capture a sequence between the year and date, sequence ID, we can give a icon like that. Okay, download, and we can see the output file, guys. We have a position data section, compensation data section, and the identification data section got missed. Okay, identification section got missed, guys. The file name is extracting proper name, right? So this way we can define the sequence generators, guys. Sequence generators. Okay. So we have seen, we can see this one, field override section, field attributes. We have enabled the identification data section, identification ID, type, issue date, expiry date. Let's see this employee of the why this employee identification data section will not included 21008. Ah, personal data section, IDs, national IDs we have, okay, passport number, everything we have, right? Why data is not extracted, and we have enabled the fields as well. Any guess, guys? So if the data is not included, we have go and check the integration attributes, guys. Integration attribute section. If we go to the include inactive workers, so search identification type for identification section. So if you check this one, okay, did they mention anything, guys? If you mention here, then only it will capture. Even by default, the work address, it means like address, right? So by default, select as a work. That is the reason it's extracting the work address. For identification data section, by default, it did not select anything, guys. That is the reason it's not extracted by the integration, guys. Okay? So we can select the national IDs, government IDs, any passport, this information. If we want to extract, just click enable those options and click OK, guys. So if any case, any time, if it did not, data is did not come in the output file, we have to check in the field integration attribute section, guys. Even if we enable the field attribute section, those fields did not come into the output file. We have to check the field attributes, attribute section, guys. Under attributes, we have to check whether this enabled as a those sections are not in the output file or not. Okay, we have to check in the attribute section, guys. Okay, this way we can check the data, guys. If any data is missing in the output file, we can go to the attribute section. Under attribute section, we have to enable those sections, whether we need a work, home, or personal data, like if we need any national ID, okay, custom IDs, government IDs, if we want to capture identification data section, we can include those sections, guys. Okay. Not only identification data section, we have a leave section, different sections, right? Based on that, we will check the all the sections in the attribute section as well. Okay. Under attribute section, we need to enable the data section. Then we can run the integration. Now see the XML file, address data section, status data section, position, compensation. Now we have a identification data section, guys. So it is a national ID, which is a passport. Both sections we have included in the output file. If we can check the second employees also, this is the national ID. For this employee only national ID, which is a identification data section. If we check the other employees as well, which is included identification data section, guys. Okay. So this way we can check the identification data section. Any section which is not included in the output file, we'll go and check in the attribute section, guys. Okay. So, so till now, so today we are discussing about the how to create a integration for the core characters, how to run the integration, and how we can check the integration services and the attributes, field attributes, okay, and sequence generator. Okay, so we have seen the this all the options, guys. How we can check the what are the options available in the okay in the attributes and the field attributes, and when we go with the check the integration attributes and the field attributes, everything, and we have seen the different output types, guys. Okay, so these are the options we have seen today. Okay, so we'll discuss more details on the core characters. So do practice, guys. Without practicing, you can't remember all the things, guys. Okay. So today we covered a lot of things. Okay. Attributes and the field attributes, integration services. Okay. Sequence generator and what are the file types we have. So every sections we have covered everything, guys. Okay. How to include the prior values. How we can check the changes information. How the core counter worker will behave. Okay, we have seen the all these sections, guys. Okay, so do practice, guys. So till now, any doubts, guys? Any doubts?
Bro, I have one doubt.
Yeah,
Every time you are displaying the output file into XML format, but where can I override the file format into another file formats like CSV or any other file?
we have only two types, guys, XML and CSV. But the workday will not recommend to go with the other file format for the core characters. Always we go with the XML only. Okay, if we want to capture a CSV file, so we will see the next classes. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Any other doubts, guys?
Sir, can we go to that override session, configure override session?
Field boundary selection. Yeah, we have seen the field boundary section. Under
So
field
here,
boundary,
do we have any
yes.
do you have any option like adding the multiple fields and give some condition,
No, only single
not only the one.
eligibility criteria. Only single
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In eligibility criteria, we will have only one condition. One condition. In one condition, we can use the multiple fields. Like
So still it is not audible.
we have to call a single condition, guys. Okay. In single condition, we can use a single field. Inside the field, we can call a multiple fields, guys. Using calculate field, C of only true or false condition only will allow, guys. Okay. Here we can add a multiple fields like we had a location across country. Location address country. Okay. So in this selection list, we want to include only United States of America and UK. Okay. Then we can add a one more condition. Unconditioned. We can add a pay group. Pay group is that employee should be country belongs to India. Okay. And pay group also should be eligible to this pay groups, guys. Okay. So none of the other than employees will be not included. Then click OK, copy, and we can include this condition. Okay. So if you want to modify this condition, we can edit, guys. And you can add one more thing. We can put a R condition. R condition, and we can take a location. Bangkok, Hyderabad, Mumbai. This location peoples also, if you want to capture, we can use a R condition, guys. Okay. click OK, and this will be impact to here also. Okay.
Okay, and means whatever the fields we have selected in this integration, all fields we can able to access in the integration criteria, and we
Yes.
can do some calculated fields, and we can perform some operation. Only the true or false, or is there any other calculated fields we can use it?
Only true or false condition will allow here, guys, in the field override section. It means eligibility criteria. Under eligibility criteria, it will allow only true or false condition. Okay. It will not allow
Okay, sir.
other than the true or false condition. Any other doubts, guys? If no doubts,